Welcome to my channel. Subscribe and enjoy my new stories every day. The house feels eerily quiet as I walk in from work. It's the kind of silence you get used to when you live alone, but I wasn't supposed to be alone tonight. Rebecca, my wife, is on yet another business trip. She has been doing these a lot lately, more than usual, and tonight I'm supposed to send her a few work files she forgot. I glance at her laptop sitting on the dining table. She had left in such a rush this morning that she forgot both her files and the laptop. Typical Rebecca, always in a hurry. Her job has been demanding these past few months, or at least, that's what she's told me. Late meetings, travel, client dinners, she had explained more than once, with a practiced ease that I hadn't thought twice about until now. I sit down and power up the computer, thinking nothing of it. I search through her folders, quickly skimming for the document. But my fingers pause as I notice something off. Her inbox is already open. A thread sits at the top, marked unread, yet the sender is blacklisted. Curiosity pricks at me. The sender's name is unfamiliar. My instinct is to close it, send the file, and forget I saw anything, but something about the message's subject freezes me in place. You can't hide this for long. I click. The message opens, revealing just a short line, "That night means nothing to you." I feel like a punch has just landed in my stomach. My eyes scan the words over and over, as if they might change. That night? What night? My mind races, and against my better judgment, I scroll up through the previous messages. They're all from him. There's no name, just a string of numbers, burner phone maybe. I can tell from the tone that they know each other intimately. It's not just flirtation, there's history, tension, and something darker. Each message reads like a piece of a puzzle I didn't know I was putting together. You promised me things would be different after this. Does he know? We need to talk. You owe me that much. I sit there, stunned, staring at Rebecca's response, or rather, the lack of one. She hasn't replied to him in weeks. She had blacklisted him, obviously, but it's too late. The damage is done. My hands clench around the mouse as I scroll further. The conversations go back months. Every single trip, every single late meeting, all her reasons, no, her lies, flash through my mind like a replay of all the nights I believed her. The shock morphs into a quiet fury as the implications settle over me like a suffocating weight. My wife is cheating on me. I stand, knocking the chair back with a scrape. It's not just the betrayal of another man, it's the depth of her deception. For months, I've been living a lie. Each smile, each kiss, each shared moment, all poisoned by this secret she's been keeping. I need to breathe. I pace the room, running my hands through my hair, my mind a chaotic swirl of rage and confusion. Betrayed. That word keeps echoing in my mind, over and over. But I'm not the type to just let things slide. I've never been the guy who wallows in self-pity. No. I'm the guy who gets even. My phone buzzes on the counter. It's Rebecca, texting from her hotel room in another city. Hey babe, hope you're doing okay. Did you send the files yet? I stare at the message, feeling the bile rise in my throat. My fingers hover over the screen, tempted to confront her now, to blow everything wide open. But no. That would be too easy. Too simple. And Rebecca? She doesn't deserve simple. I can't just let her get away with this. If she thinks she can lie to my face, sneak around, and ruin our marriage without consequences, she's dead wrong. My mind starts churning with possibilities. How can I make her feel what I'm feeling now? How can I dismantle her life piece by piece, just like she's done to mine? I pace faster, the plan already forming. First, I'll play the role of the unsuspecting husband a little longer. I need more time, more evidence. She doesn't know I've seen the messages, and I plan to keep it that way. I want her to dig her own grave deeper. The laptop. I turn back to it and dive deeper into her files, scanning emails, texts, everything. I need to find more, proof that will leave no doubt. Her work calendar, the business trips, the late nights, everything now looks like a web of lies. And then it hits me. Her job. I know things about Rebecca's company, things that could cause some serious problems if the right people found out. Over the years, she's told me details in passing, confidential information she never should have shared. I had listened, half distracted at the time, never realizing how valuable that information might be one day. Now, I file every detail away in my mind, every loose thread I can pull at when the time comes. The divorce? That's inevitable. But before that, I'll make sure Rebecca loses more than just me. Her career, her reputation, her relationship with this other man, I'll burn it all to the ground. My phone buzzes again. Another text from her. Everything okay? You're quiet tonight. I chuckle bitterly, my anger settling into a cold resolve. She has no idea what's coming. I'm going to destroy her, just like she destroyed us. My fingers tap out a response, calm and casual. Yeah, everything's fine. I'll send the files in a minute. She's already ruined my life, but now, it's my turn to ruin hers. And I'll make sure she never sees it coming. The next few weeks are a masterclass in restraint. I act as if nothing's changed, maintaining the facade of the dutiful husband while inside, my resolve to dismantle Rebecca's life sharpens with each passing day. She continues her charade, texting me endearments from her trips, her words empty and hollow to my ears. Every message from her now feels like a needle prick, fueling my determination. I start my investigation by digging deeper into her professional life. Rebecca has always been protective of her work, but over the years, she has let slip enough details that I can piece together a clearer picture. I know the deals she's worked on, the clients she's handled, and the sensitive nature of some of her projects. It's this information I aim to leverage first. One evening, while she's away in Chicago, I schedule a meeting with an old college buddy, Mike, who now works in investigative journalism. We meet at a dimly lit bar downtown, the kind of place where conversations are drowned out by the clinking of glasses and the low hum of indie rock. Mike raises an eyebrow as I lay out my request, his face a mask of concern and curiosity. "You sure about this, man?" he asks, sipping his beer. "Yeah," I reply, my voice steady. "I need someone who can dig without drawing too much attention. It's important." He nods slowly, understanding the gravity of what I'm asking. "I'll need everything you've got on her dealings, emails, documents, anything that can give me a lead." I pass him a flash drive, a tiny piece of metal that feels disproportionately heavy for its size. "Start with this. It's everything I could pull from her laptop and our conversations." Mike tucks the drive into his pocket. "All right, I'll see what I can find. But you know, this could get messy." I shrug, a tight smile playing on my lips. It's already messy. We part ways, and I spend the night scrolling through my phone, reading old messages between Rebecca and me. Each word stings, a bitter reminder of her betrayal. The next few days crawl by as I wait for Mike's findings. Meanwhile, I continue to play the supportive husband. Rebecca calls me nightly, her voice ever cheerful, and I keep my tone light, belying the storm brewing beneath the surface. Then, one afternoon, Mike texts me, "Meet me. Same place. Bring cash." When we meet, the gravity of his findings is clear from his grim expression. He slides a folder across the table to me. "Found plenty," he mutters. "Your wife. She's been in deeper than you thought. Some of these deals, let's just say they aren't exactly clean. Got names, dates, everything." I thumb through the documents, each page a nail in the coffin of Rebecca's career. "What about the guy she's been seeing?" I ask, my voice low. Mike shakes his head. "Nothing solid yet. But given what I've uncovered here, I'd say he's the least of her worries if this gets out. Good, I reply, my heart hammering in my chest. Let's keep digging. As I drive home, the folder beside me feels like a bomb ready to detonate. I think of Rebecca, of all the lies, the deceit, and the pain she's caused. The thought of exposing her, of watching her world crumble as she had made mine, fills me with a dark satisfaction. That night, I lay in bed, the documents spread out before me, plotting my next move. The evidence is compelling, enough to destroy her reputation and her career. But it's not enough, not yet. I want her to feel this betrayal as deeply as I have. I need to catch her in the act, to confront her with her lover. That would be the final blow, the one that would sever whatever bonds we had left. I close my eyes, imagining the look on her face when she realizes everything she's about to lose. It's a look I'm eager to see. Patience, I whisper to myself. Just a little longer. As I drift off to sleep, my plans crystallize. I'll need to be careful, meticulous. But soon, very soon, I'll have my revenge. And Rebecca will have nothing left but the ruins of the life she tried so hard to hide. A restless energy fills me as I prepare for the most critical phase of my plan. It's been 3 days since Mike handed me the damning evidence against Rebecca, and I've decided it's time to confront her. But not directly, no, I have something far more public in mind. Today, she returns from another business trip, and I've arranged for a little surprise at the airport. I pace the living room, rehearsing the scenario in my mind. My phone vibrates, it's a text from Rebecca, landing in 20 minutes. Can't wait to see you. The irony of her message does not escape me. She's expecting a warm welcome, perhaps flowers. Instead, she's about to face her undoing. I drive to the airport, my stomach tight with anticipation. As I wait in the arrivals hall, I spot Mike hovering near the entrance. He gives me a subtle nod, confirming that everything is set. He has brought a cameraman, a mutual friend from his network, tasked with capturing everything. Minutes tick by until finally, I see her. Rebecca walks through the sliding doors, her smile bright, unaware of the storm about to break. I start walking toward her, my heart pounding in my chest. Hey, babe, she calls out, dropping her suitcase and opening her arms for a hug. I stop just out of reach, my expression hard. We need to talk, I say loudly, drawing the attention of the people around us. Confusion flickers across her face. What's wrong? Can't it wait till we get home? It can't, I reply, turning to gesture at Mike. He steps forward, camera already rolling. Rebecca's eyes widen as she takes in the scene, her face draining of color. What is this? She stammers, looking from me to the camera. I pull out a sheaf of papers from my bag, the printouts of her emails, her illicit dealings, everything. Tell me about these, I demand, thrusting them towards her. She hesitates, her eyes darting around, registering the crowd that's beginning to form. I don't know what you're talking about, she mutters, but her voice lacks conviction. You've been lying to me, Rebecca. To us, I continue, my voice rising. Who is he? The man you've been seeing. And these deals, are they the reason you've been so distant? Rebecca's face crumbles, her usual composure shattered. I can explain, she whispers, her eyes pleading. Explain it to the camera, I say coldly, stepping back as Mike's friend zooms in. Tears begin to well in her eyes, a mix of fear and guilt washing over her face. She looks around, trapped and desperate. Please, not here. Let's go home and talk about this. No, Rebecca. You've deceived me for the last time. I'm done. I hold up the papers for the camera, detailing her transgressions for all to see. She reaches for me, her composure breaking. Please, I made a mistake. It's not what you think. Save it for the judge, I snap, turning on my heel and leaving her amidst the murmurs of the gathered crowd. As I walk away, the weight of what I've just done settles on me. I feel a strange mixture of relief and sorrow, a chapter of my life closing with a brutal finality. Driving home, my phone is silent. Rebecca doesn't call, and I don't expect her to. The drive gives me time to reflect on the gravity of my actions. I've exposed her, yes, but at what cost? The satisfaction of revenge is bittersweet, tainted by the years of love and trust we shared. Tonight, I sit alone in the quiet of our now broken home, pondering the ruins of a relationship destroyed by deceit. Revenge has been served cold, and as I look around at the empty spaces where Rebecca once moved, I realize the victory is hollow. In the solitude of retribution, I understand the truth in the old warning: in seeking revenge, dig 2 graves, one for your enemy, and one for yourself. As the night deepens, I contemplate the next steps in a life irrevocably changed, wondering if the path of vengeance was worth the price of my own peace. The days following the confrontation at the airport are filled with a deafening silence. Rebecca's presence, once so vibrant and constant, is now just a hollow echo throughout the cold, empty corridors of our home. I've moved her belongings into the guest room, a symbolic gesture of the chasm between us. But it's not enough. The real revenge, the deep, searing kind that burns all bridges, is yet to come. As I sit in my study, surrounded by the remnants of our shared life, a plan forms, a final act to ensure Rebecca and her accomplice pay dearly for their deceit. I start by securing an invitation to a gala where I know her lover will be present. He's a key investor in a venture that's critical to Rebecca's company. If I can ruin him, I ruin her. The gala is as opulent as expected, a swirl of glittering dresses and sharp tuxedos. I spot him immediately, laughing over champagne flutes. Rebecca isn't there, likely too ashamed to face public scrutiny, but her absence only sharpens my focus. I make my way through the crowd, my every step measured and precise. By the time I reach him, my face is a mask of geniality. "John, isn't it?" I extend my hand, and he takes it, unaware of who I am. "That's right. And you are?" "An interested party in your latest venture with Archer Technologies," I say, dropping the name of Rebecca's company. Interest flickers in his eyes. "Ah, always good to meet a fellow investor. What's your stake?" "Let's just say I'm more interested in ensuring the company's integrity." "I believe it's something you value as well, isn't it?" John nods, taking a sip of his drink. "Absolutely. We're planning big things with Archer." I lean in, lowering my voice. "What if I told you that your key contact at Archer isn't as reliable as you think? What if I told you she's been manipulating not just company deals but also personal relationships to her advantage?" John's expression shifts from interest to concern. I'm not sure I follow. I pull out a folder, similar to the one I showed Rebecca, and hand it to him. This is just a preview of what's been happening behind the scenes. Fraud, deception, personal misconduct. It's all there. He opens the folder, scanning the documents quickly. His frown deepens. "This is serious. How did you come by this information?" "Let's just say someone who was betrayed gave it to me. Someone who wants to see justice done." I watch as he absorbs the information, the weight of the evidence sinking in. "This could destroy us," he murmurs, closing the folder. "It could," I agree, my tone even. "Unless certain connections are cleanly severed. Think about it, John. I'll be in touch." Leaving him to stew in the chaos I've just unleashed, I step outside into the cool night air, the heavy door closing behind me with a satisfying thud. The first part of my revenge is set in motion. Over the next few days, the fallout begins. The media erupts with the scandal, tracing the roots of corruption back to Rebecca and her team. Her professional reputation crumbles overnight. And as for John, he cuts all ties with Archer Technologies, leaving Rebecca's projects in disarray. But I'm not done yet. One evening, as the sun sets in a blaze of fiery oranges and reds, I make one last visit, to Rebecca herself. She's staying at a small rented apartment, a far cry from the home we once shared. I knock, and when she opens the door, the shock on her face is palpable. "What are you doing here?" Her voice is a hoarse whisper, her eyes wary. "I came to see what you've lost," I say, stepping inside. The place is sparse, the decor a stark reminder of her fall from grace. Rebecca looks defeated, her shoulders slumped. "I've lost everything," she admits, and there's a tremor in her voice. "Are you happy now?" I look around, taking in the barrenness of her new reality. "No, Rebecca. I'm not happy. Happiness was never the goal." She watches me, a mix of confusion and resignation in her eyes. "What was the goal then?" "Justice," I reply simply. "And a reminder that betrayal has a price." As I turn to leave, I know this is the last time I will ever see her. The door closes with a finality that echoes in the empty hallway. I walk away, leaving behind the ashes of a life once shared, the price of betrayal paid in full. And as the night folds around me, I realize that this victory has not brought peace, only a solemn understanding of the cost of revenge.